Also, Darren, just from a very basic point of view, I actually want to hear from Donald Trump. I think he's an important voice. I want to know what he thinks about what's going on with Putin at the moment. I want to know what he thinks about what's going on with Xi Jinping and China at the moment. And because of the social media ban, he has lost that platform. And whether you agree with him, whether you like him, whether you think he was the best president ever, when you think he was the worst president ever, I believe the world needs to hear from him at the moment. So at the very least, what I'm happy about Truth Social is that his posts will be able to be shown on there, and then we can pick up on them and we can talk about them and we can dissect them.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it is quite extraordinary, isn't it, if you consider the fact that Donald J. Trump, a democratically elected president in 2016, from 2016 to 2020, and yet the Taliban, Dan, remain on Twitter.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay for the Taliban to spread its medieval messaging to the world.
Well, Darren, and China.
YouTube.
And China.
Yeah, and China.
And Russia.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, China posting the ultimate disinformation about the Uyghur Muslims who they're wiping out. And that doesn't get a warning from Twitter.
Exactly, yeah. And Russia Today, let's not forget. All of these things, Dan, right? All of these ultimate hypocrisies,
and by the way,
frankly.
And by the way, Darren, I'm not saying that I want them taken off social media either. I actually believe we should hear from everyone. Good, bad, evil, let's hear from them. Let's not hide views away. But if they want to allow the Taliban to continue to tweet, then they must allow the former president of the US, potentially, Darren, we don't know, but potentially a strong contender to be the next president of the US. We must hear from him.
Exactly, yes. And given that a large swathes, President Trump actually received the most votes that a sitting president had ever received. Now that, to me, that's a little bit like, Dan, people who voted Brexit not being allowed to have a platform to actually say, well, I support Brexit, right? It is exactly the same. Donald Trump has democratic legitimacy, and it was voted for overwhelmingly in 2016 and received a hell of a lot of votes in 2022. And to me, this just goes to the very heart of why it's good to have competition within the social media world. But what I will say, Dan, is that I'm worried, I'm really worried that the government are going to make it impossible for President Trump to actually put forward a challenger to these censorious tech giants by its pushing through its online safety bill, which actually it makes it, they have to remove YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, whoever, they have to remove content that's not illegal, Dan, not illegal, but deemed harmful. Now, I don't know about you, Dan, but I'm not confident that what Nick Clegg, who's at Facebook, top cheese at Facebook now, apart from Mark Zuckerberg, what he views as harmful isn't going to be what you and me view as harmful as far as speech is concerned. So do you have the confidence that making Nick Clegg the ultimate arbiter of speech online is a sensible thing to do? I certainly don't. I think it's an absolute lunacy.